Hello and welcome to Homespun 2020, a presentation by the Mill Museum and funded in part by the Last Green Valley. Today's project, we are making marbleized paper. This paper is very popular in the 1800s. People made marbleized paper for greeting cards and also for book jackets and book covers, and they had a lot of fun. So, this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a disposable food container. So if you've used a container like this, or maybe you had a takeout salad or something, you can use these containers, and then afterwards you can dispose of them properly. You also need to have some paper, and you need some water, and you need brushes, a brush or a toothpick or a pencil, and I am using enamel paints. Now, enamel paints are hazardous. So this project is really for adults or young adults with supervision. And the reason why we have to use enamel paints is because the oil in the paint and the water don't mix. We don't want them to mix. So if you have a little paint, you only need a tiny bit. Use it for this and then dispose of the container properly. All right, so this is how we make marbleized paper. I am going to take some paint. I have some black enamel paint, and I've stirred it all up. And I'm going to use, what I've got here is a little coffee stirrer. I could use a pencil or a paintbrush or a toothpick. And I am going to drop this, putting drops or dribbles on the water. So I've got in this disposable pan, I have about a ½ inch of water. And now I'm dripping some black paint in here and making some blobs and some squiggles and some lines. All right. Now I'm going to take another color. I'm going to take some red, and I've got a paintbrush here, and I'm going to just take a few drops of red, and I'm going to drop them right on top of the water. Make some blobs here and some spots. All right, now one more thing I'm going to do. I am going to go through and kind of swirl the paint. Now I'm not trying to mix this up like stirring it up. I'm very gently making a few swirls. And this is what makes it marbleized, looking like marbles, because the lines are pretty dramatic. Okay, now I'm not going to mix it up. I'm going to very gently put just a few swirls in here. So it still has a lot of the red and the black and a lot of the clear water that I can see the bottom of the container. Now I take a piece of white paper, just plain white paper, and I'm going to lay it right in there and just gently press it down to make sure that each part gets wet. I'm going to take one corner of this and peel it up and bring it right over and put it down. And there is my marbleized paper. Okay, so it's very interesting designs. It's going to come out different every time. It's always a surprise. Here's one that I did with just greens. And here's one that I did with just red. And this one is black and red. So, have fun making some marbleized paper. One more thing, when we're using enamel paints, the cleanup is a little challenging. you might want to use mineral spirits to help clean up, or nail polish remover. And be very careful to not to get it on anything. I've got newspapers down here to try to keep my area very clean. You can also wear gloves so you don't get it on your hands. And then we want to dispose of everything properly. So that's one reason why this is a good project for older youth and adults. And thank you for joining us on Homespun 2020. This program presents ideas of activities and crafts that you can make at home using things that you might have around the house.